Good evening, chat. Hello. Happy Christmas Eve to everyone. Hopefully your day's going well. Here it was actually kind of like a warmer Christmas Eve. It was like walk outside shorts. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad today, but hope wherever you are getting ready to enjoy. Do I see my focus? Hmm. All right. Well, anyways, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are getting ready to spend time with your family. If not, you're with family. Hope you're with friends. And if you're not, well, guys, we're here tonight. And after this tonight, we'll probably do a members only a little bit later. Probably won't go too late, but we'll probably be doing that. That's part of the plan, as I said yesterday. But welcome, everybody. And if you guys are new, my name is Sean, also known as Potentially Criminal. I am an attorney in the Cleveland, Ohio area. And today, I think what's very apropos, being that it's Christmas, and given that this is a lawsuit involving probably one of the most Christmassy songs that we have today, and it's about Mariah Carey's song "All I Want for Christmas," and it's a very this is a little weird. It's a little weird what's actually going on here, and how this has been alleged, and kind of the lengths people had to go to make their arguments in this case is a little interesting. And guys, we'll try to play a little bit here. Nero says, "Happy, what are you? British, gay?" But I repeat myself. Well, it's not like Merry Christmas Eve. I think it's like, is it Happy Christmas Eve? I don't know how you want to pronounce it. But anyways, yes, chat, that's what we're doing. So, and also I know because everybody here always wants it. Hold on here. All right, chat. I know everybody wants a goal, so I did put a goal up. If you guys want to meet it, there it is. Because people are always asking about the goal. And can we meet the goal? Yes, a lot of people hate this song. A lot of people hate this song, but it's out there. It's out there. Name of some sources. Do you think Santa's going to bring you all that aluminum powder and ammonium nitrate you asked for? I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. Can I do the best Begging Monster impression here? Oh. I can't do it. I can't beg like that, chat. I can't. So, Joe and Toad talk about the goal. Well, that's because I'm not Joe and the Toe, so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it here. Miss Tay says, "Merry Christmas, Sean. Merry Christmas to you, the pups, and your family." Well, thank you very, very much. Well, that's a sad-looking April. Very sad. Anyway, guys, yes, we're doing well. 2.0 is doing well. The pups, the doggos are doing well. And yes, we got to celebrate already with my family. So it was a pretty good Christmas so far. Pretty good Christmas so far. Has I started singing how green the Tannenbaum is yet? Well, grün ist unser Fallschirm. It's actually, if we're gonna sing about green things, it's about our Fallschirm and how grün it is. All right, so let's you guys, okay, well, you guys met the goal, chat, and the goal was we'll talk about the lawsuit. So here we go. Nick Kreuzer sent in $2. Jamie Moodley said, "Member for 5 months. Thank you for the support, Jamie." Saying Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas to you as well. And Stephen Cooper says, "Stay hydrated and Merry Christmas, you filthy animals." And St. Nicholas, jolly old St. Nick, gifted 5 subs, chat. We're not worried about the Grays tonight, chat, but you know what? You know who's powered by subs and memberships? Rudolph. If you guys don't get those subs in, Rudolph doesn't get to feast off that energy. So you guys don't want the children getting Christmas this year. That's the thing. Because what? It wasn't Rudolph with his nose so bright that guided Santa's sleigh that night. It was the subs. It was the subs that were pouring out of the energy from those subs. That's what did it. That's what did it, chat. So, let's get it. Let's get it green to save Christmas, chat. Let's get it green to save Christmas. Thank you, Saint Nick. Scott X says, "Where's the hat, fat man?" I couldn't find it right away. Actually, hold on here. Give me 1 second. Actually, hold on. I think I might know where it's at. Give me 1 second here. I might have it in a spot I forgot to check already. And if it's where I think it is, that'll be great. No, it's not where I thought it would be. So, yeah, whoops. Sorry, chat. We'll do next year with the hat. Sorry. Put on the fucking hat. I'll show a red shirt too. Well, we're not doing that. There's a reason why I didn't do that. All right, chat. So let's get started. So there's 2 songs we need to talk about here. And the first one, you guys have all heard. We're only going to play like 10 seconds of it because I don't need to get copy striked. But the first one here is, All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, recorded in 1994. Like I said, you guys may have heard of this one. But it's a song. So here you go.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need.
So there you go. You guys have heard that song before. You've heard it a million fucking times, and a lot of you want to kill yourselves when you hear it. Yes. But there's also another song that was recorded in 1989. That's a little different. So there's another song that was recorded in 1989 by Vance and the Valiants. And if you guys have never heard of them, they were famous for the song Bomb, 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 Iran, done to the tune of Barbara Ann. So that's their most famous thing. And this was a song that came with in 1989 that actually got them like pretty decent coverage and airplay. And it's, you've heard it before. You just probably didn't realize who wrote it or who performed it. But also, if you guys were looking at the thumbnail, Vance is that dude with the hair going straight up. That's the guy. Apparently, that's like been his thing. So, anyway, here is Vance's song. If you guys have never heard this before, we're gonna play it real quick, a little bit of it. And here's how this one starts. Okay. So here we go.
Silver bells on string.
So there you go. It sounds completely different to start with, right? It sounds like we're in a whole different setting. It sounds like we're in a whole different mode. But it's titled All I Want for Christmas Is You. So you've probably heard this before. And yeah, they already start different. But this one you've probably heard before because when this lady starts singing, she starts belting it out after a while. Let me see if I could find I forget one of the spots where she's singing.
'Cause all I want for Christmas and bows. 'Cause all I want for Christmas is you.
So it's a completely different vibe. It's a completely different vibe than what Mariah Carey did. Now, what is this? What do you do with this? Well, this was 1994. They recorded in 89. Mariah Carey did 94. And now we're in 20. And then in 2022, Vance, under his real name, Andy Stone, filed a lawsuit. It started to go for a bit. Then they quietly dismissed it. They filed it in Louisiana. And then in November 2023, they went ahead. So about a year ago, they went ahead and filed it in the Central District of California. Guys, the Central District of California is where LA is. Southern District is San Diego. The Northern District is San Francisco. And the Eastern District is out in Bakersfield, California. The Central District is LA. So he filed it in LA. And they filed a copyright infringement claim. And this is, right here. So they filed a copyright infringement claim. Now notice, they're filing this almost 30 years later. Even in 2022, you're looking at 28 years after Mariah Carey released her song. And it's not like they didn't, and here's the thing I think is a problem for him. It'd be one thing if you didn't know the song didn't exist and you never heard of it and it was really obscure, but you're almost in a position where, how the fuck did you not know this thing didn't exist? How did you not know this didn't exist? I mean, we hear it, there's memes about it. It doesn't make much sense to me. It doesn't make much sense. Is this Christmas cope? Where's Flux? Flux, are you in here? I just saw. I just missed it. Somebody said Merry Christmas to Flux. It's like, Flux, I don't see you in here, but Merry Christmas, Flux, if you're here. I was going to try to click on your thing there. Oh, with member chat. Okay. So maybe his name's Andy Stone. Maybe he lives under a rock. Yeah, well, yes, that could be it. That could totally be it. That could totally be the issue here. We don't know, though. I just think the whole thing is a little ridiculous. But he files this lawsuit, and he's alleging copyright infringement. Now, we're going to get into this, guys, and it's going to take a little while. So we are going to start with the lawsuit itself, and let's dive right into it. So it's alleging direct copyright infringement. There is a... Unlike, if it's not like you're Russell Greer and alleging contributory copyright infringement, or as Russell Greer might say, so Russell, I hope you're going to say this one's bullying too. Anyway, so it's Andy Stone and Troy Powers. These guys wrote the original song for their band, and they're suing a lot of people. They're suing Mariah Carey as an individual. They're suing Walter Anasif as an individual. They're suing Sony. They're suing Sony Music Entertainment. They're suing Cobalt Music. They're suing Universal Music. They're suing Wally World Music. They're suing everybody. And they're also, once again, they're doing the does 1 through 10 because they don't know who else they might need to sue, but they're basically acknowledging we're reserving the right to sue other people. Now, the reason why, we get to the basic questions of jurisdiction. Well, we do have jurisdiction because it's all being alleged under the Lanham Act, the Copyright Act, under 17 U.S.C. 501, and, and on from there. There's also supplemental jurisdiction because the claims all arise out of the same incident. There's diversity jurisdiction. And because remember, guys, we talked about diversity jurisdiction before. The parties involved are residents of different states. So the plaintiffs can be from the same state and the defendants can be from the same state, but the plaintiffs and the defendants both can't be from the same state. If at all, even if there's 100 defendants and 100 plaintiffs, if any of them are from the same state, you lose diversity jurisdiction. Now, that doesn't matter ultimately because you could lose it. And as long as you have the subject matter jurisdiction under the Lanham Act, it doesn't matter. But they might argue other claims could be. Or if this was solely just a state law claim, diversity jurisdiction will be critical. They argue that the venue is proper under 28 U.S.C. 1400 because the defendants reside or may be found within this district and personal jurisdiction may be properly obtained. So they're pointing out this is where everybody's going to have offices here. And they probably do. Universal Studios, Mariah Carey, all these people probably have offices and locations there. So real quick, guys, this is the Lanham Act, Lanham. It's the Copyright Act, chat. So Andy Stone, and just real quick, we're going to get to this. He's a resident of the state of Louisiana. His stage name is Vince Vance, and he's the headliner of Vince Vance and the Valiants. He's also co-author of the musical composition entitled All I Want for Christmas Is You, and a legal or beneficial owner of a half copyright interest in that composition. And then Troy Powers is a songwriter from the state of Tennessee. He's co-author of All I Want for Christmas Is You and has a 1/2 copyright interest. Now, Mariah Carey, based on what they know, is from New York. Okay. And she's doing business in California. Walter Offensive is a record producer in the state of California and lives and does his work in California. Sony is a resident of the state of Delaware, but they do business in California, and their offices are in LA. On information and belief, they believe Sony owns the publishing rights into Mariah Carey's version of All I Want for Christmas Is You. And they say, upon information and belief, Sony Music Entertainment is a general partnership organized in the state of New York and has offices in the state of California. They also believe to be co-owning the distribution rights to All I Want for Christmas Is You. Then there's Universal Music Corporation. They're believed to co-own the publishing rights. There's Cobalt Music. They're believed to co-own the publishing rights. So you see who they're bringing in here. Then there's Wally World Music. They are a state of California resident. Cobalt is a Delaware corporation. And they also are believed to own the publishing rights to All I Want for Christmas. Let's see, RIA. Jeez. So they keep going here. They're going to explain some stuff just so you guys know. Vance, we're going to call him Vince Vance. It's easier instead of Andy Stone. Vance is a lead singer and musician for the country music band Vince Vance and the Valiants. Since 1971, they performed songs in over 8,000 concerts across more than 20 countries. They've been around forever. Since their inception, they have released 30 albums, of which 3 songs attain #1 status, including their song released in 1989, All I Want for Christmas Is You. It was written in 1988, and they co-authored the song All I Want for Christmas Is You. And it was released to the public in 1989. They said after its release, it became a country music hit. And I remember hearing it. It was a big deal. And after extensive airplay in 1993, it appeared on the Billboard's Hot Country chart in 1994. And then it peaked, it returned seasonally throughout the 90s, peaking at number 31. This song helped the band gain national prominence. In 1994, they performed at the White House and were invited back again in 1995. In 2002, the song peaked at number 23 on the Billboard Hot 100. And it's been around for a while. And in 2021, Kelly Clarkson, and notice, and they say she properly licensed this before recording her version to a holiday album she put out that same year. Now, here's their argument, and here's the argument they make. They argue their version of All I Want for Christmas and You contains a unique linguistic structure where a person disillusioned with expensive gifts and seasonal comforts wants to be with their loved one and writes a letter to Santa Claus saying, I don't need sleigh rides in the snow and that Santa can't bring me what I need. The next lines of All I Want for Christmas Is You further the linguistic sequence with the lyrical phrases that just one thing and an unnamed you standing underneath the Christmas tree amounts to the narrator's dream come true. The inclusion and universality inherent in these lyrics is a contributing factor to its phenomenal success. Anyone can inhabit these lyrics. The loved one is not named. The speaker is not gendered, allowing anyone to put themselves in that same position as needing a presence of a loved one at the holidays. Moreover, it is a secular song and not a religious Christmas carol. Then they say through Plaintiffs' own originality, they created these original and unique lyrical phrases and syncopated melodies. Plaintiffs further uses the lyrical phrase, "All I want for Christmas is you," at the end of every verse throughout the song. This phrase emotes the sentiment and feel. It's about the feel, chat, of longing. Of longing. uh, Blade says, I've never met anyone that knows this band. Okay, well, people have heard of them. No, it's not JD Vance. That'd be JD Vance and the... Oh, I don't know. That'd be funny. That'd be so funny. But no, it's not JD Vance. All right. Now, they point out that the feel of longing in which the narrator contrasts their desire for their unnamed loved one to their indifference to material goods, seasonal comforts. The only thing on their mind and heart this Christmas is you. While previous artists have used the phrase, "All I want for Christmas is you," and we're going to get to that point, chat. There's a expert report that we're going to go through. A lot of songs actually have that phrase or were titled that in the past, 70 years, surprisingly, within their copyrighted works. Those do not make the plaintiff's expression any less original. The phrase describes the human condition and the need for the company of another above all else at Christmas time. The phrase, "all I want for Christmas is you," may seem like a common parlance today, and they say, in large part due to the success of the infringing song by Mariah Carey, "All I Want for Christmas Is You." This may seem like a common parlance. In 1998, it was, in context, distinctive. Moreover, the combination of the specific chord progression and the melody, paired with the verbatim hook, was a greater than 50% clone of Vance's original work in both lyric choice and chord expressions. The lyrics and melody are the most significant aspects of intellectual property claims in music, and in this case, the lyrics and melody provide the clearest evidence of similarity between the two works. There are also notable similarities in the harmonic and rhythmic aspects. "All I Want for Christmas Is You" is featured prominently in the chorus of the plaintiff's work, and similarly, that identical hook appears in the introduction, within every chorus, and every refrain of defendant's work. And once again, chat, we have don't leave orphans. Control Enter, don't leave orphans. God damn it. And I'm not even upset about half these are justified and half of them aren't the way they've done this. It's a little annoying. Chat. So anyway, we get to in 1994, Carey and Affirmative claimed to have co-authored the musical composition titled "All I Want for Christmas Is You." In 1994, the composition was recorded and performed by Mariah Carey and released to the general public on or about October 29th, 1994, as a part of her first Christmas album, Merry Christmas. Carey's song copies the plaintiff's compositional structure of an extended comparison between a loved one and trappings of seasonal luxury. Well, yeah, okay. Okay, so? And further includes several plaintiff's lyrical phrases beyond the lyrical hook. "All I Want for Christmas Is You." God, I have to keep saying it. It's going to drive me crazy. Defendants directly copy and include the exact lyrics, "I don't need," and then "presents," and then "underneath the Christmas tree." Okay, and I'm not going to lie. Where else do presents go? They don't need presents under the Christmas tree. That's where they go. Presents go under the Christmas tree. If she said, "All I want for Hanukkah is you," that wouldn't have worked. that wouldn't have worked. She probably would have been hot in, Tel Aviv, but that would have been it. But she didn't go, all I want for Hanukkah is you. Yeah, underneath the Hanukkah bush. I don't need the stock. I don't need my presents under the menorah. Instead, the plaintiff's original work, Carey implores Santa to bring me the one thing I really need, an unnamed you, to make their wish come true, as she would say. In all, the infringed copyrighted lyrics account for approximately 50% of All I Want for Christmas Is You. What if someone argues that you is plural? That's funny. Yeah, how do we know it's not a non-binary you or an otherkin? The core possession and melodic similarities push this percentage of infringement still higher. Yeah, I mean, listening, we're just gonna we're gonna go back to this real quick, chat. We're gonna here we go.
The Christmas tree, you are the angel atop my tree.
So that's the one that, again, this is the old song. And then I know you guys don't need to hear it here, but we got to do it. They don't sound fucking similar at all. They are not the same song. They are not the same song. They are not the same song. It's a superior song. It's not even remotely close. Yeah, but I think this is hilarious. Oh. Nobody tell me it's muted. Ha 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 ha. They are not even close. I know, that's the thing here. They're not close. They're not close. You guys didn't hear the second one? Okay, well, you know what? Good. We're not going to do it then. Well, I'm going to leave it alone then. It didn't switch over. Fine, here. Well, we'll play for a second. So, I mean, that's, is there any difference with this stuff? No. No, there's, these songs are not at all the same. The idea that these are remotely the same, I'm the only one who could have, I'm the only one who could have a fucking song about freaking I'm the only one who can have a song about snow and Christmas and presents. At some point, it's like if it'd be like if all these Christian it's like South Park if he started doing Christian, a Christian music group. It's like, I love you, Jesus and God. They'd all start suing each other at this point. So, and they keep going though. Just like All I Want for Christmas Is You, defendant's work contains a repeated 2-part sequence with seasonal trappings. And they keep going on with this. The defendant's version changes plaintiff's phrases are de minimis. De minimis means minimal. The minimal changes. The changes are minimal and they're not really of anything important. Because they're going to argue replacing wish with the term dream and the verb want replacing need. And they say that those are nominal alterations. Those are so minor. So minor. That's the argument here. And regardless, the sequence is similar to the sequence in All I Want for Christmas Is You, created by the plaintiffs. The defendants undoubtedly had access to the plaintiff song prior to the writing, and releasing All I Want for Christmas Is You. And see how confusing this is because they're titled the same thing? The timeline of distribution of the two songs and the appearance of Vance's performing the work at the White House in the spring of '94 and charting on the Billboard Hot Country chart in 1994, 9 months before Mariah Carey's version was included in her holiday album. And that's the thing. They're arguing 9 months before her version was included in her album points to the overwhelming likelihood that both career musicians and songwriters had access to the Vance work prior to the composition of infringing work in question. And they say Mariah has capitalized on the success of her work. Her song has become a ubiquitous part of popular culture. It's true. Her name has become synonymous with the season. Defendant Carey has fully embraced her coronation as the Queen of Christmas. That's right, Chad. She's your queen. If you enjoy Christmas, this is your queen, Mariah Carey. Yeah, 1994 was 30 years ago. Yes. Yes, it's very interesting. So the success of this song has led Carey to build what Billboard magazine described as a growing holiday mini empire. In 2021, she tried to attempt to trademark the phrase Queen of Christmas, and the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board rejected her request. Yeah, there's only so much you can go for stuff like that, chat. So you can't copyright a lot of things that way. So yes, we was queens, we was kangs, we was queens. Zach says 30 years ago. That means I am old. I was 9 years old in 1994. So there you go. Makes you feel even older. Trybook says Mariah #1. So does Wham have a case against both for their obvious ripoff of Last Christmas? Yeah, but I think even Wham, they weren't the original progenitors of that song, but yes. And guys, I'm not going to play Wham. I will not do that to you. I promise. We're not going to listen to Wham. We're not going to listen to Wham. But yes, this would be a very good argument, St. Nicholas. Yes. And it was funny because when we were driving home from my parents' house on Saturday, like we kept we were listening to the radio on the way home, like satellite radio, and it was like Wham was all over the place. They kept playing the shit out of Wham. So, but we're not going to do Last Christmas. That one I just don't like it. I think I need to hear the Wham song. We don't need to push our luck. So, indeed, the global success from this one song has revitalized Mariah Carey's career, as she headlines events and concerts all the times of the year. And this song helped propel her career and boost her revenue. Within weeks of the release, her version reached number 6 on Billboard's hot adult contemporary charts, and number 12 on the Hot 100 airplay. The song went on to become a worldwide hit. There was a remix in 1994. Carey re-recorded and reissued the song in 2010, the extra festive version, and she did a version in 2011 with the Biebs, the super festive version. And by 2019, she had reached number 1 on the Hot 100 holiday chart and continues its chart dominance, returning to this rank seasonally every subsequent year. And it's memes, it's everything. It's memes and everything, chat. So, in 2021, the work crossed over and garnered the number 1 spot on Billboard's Hot 100 list. The highest rank possible across all genres, the holy grail of any song charting. Carey's, the song was released digitally on April 1st, 2003, becoming RIAA Platinum certified in 2009. By December 14, 2022, the digital version had been certified 12 times platinum with over 12 million certified units sold. 12 million certified units sold. And apparently, her song was the only song in 2016 to make the top 5 holiday songs for radio airplay, streaming services, and song purchases. And it's appealing across all platforms. Yeah, it's everybody. Yeah, it's catchy. It's out there, chat. It's everywhere. That the total digital streaming of the audio and video for the song in 2018 was just under 229 million times. while digital sales of this song were over 100,000 and radio airplay checked in at over 42,000. Yeah, there are going to be a lot of people doing it. The multi-platinum song consistently tops the Billboard Hot 100 and made history when the number 3 hit became the first holiday song in 60 years to break up top 5 and the second ever holiday song to chart that high. Spotify has seen an increase in the streams of it of 2,077% between October and December. Well, that makes sense compared to the other months. How many people are really listening to that in August? Not too many people. And it reached number 1 25 years after its first release. And they says, when we are talking about the success of the song, we're not just talking about streaming and traditional purchases. There are a number of other ways it's created a windfall. A windfall the original copyright holders do not get to partake in. Carey's appeared in a multitude of live performances, tours, residences. She has done the honor of the song, including her upcoming limited run tour in the honor of the song's 25th anniversary date, which will include stops at her Las Vegas residency and at the Coliseum and Madison Square Garden. She also plans to release a reissued version of her Christmas album. This was an interesting thing here, guys, how big Christmas songs are. The 13 most popular Christmas songs on Spotify have amassed 1 billion plays between them. And the most popular of them, All I Want for Christmas Is You, was written in 15 minutes and recorded by Mariah Carey in 1984. It counts for 210 million of those plays. Nearly 25%, chat. And it's earned over $60 million in royalties since its release. And that's the other thing. There's a lot of fucking money at stake here. And they say, noting that this was years before the song switched to the Billboard Hot 100 chart and rose to the top, conservative estimates have put the number closer to having earned $80 million in royalties by 2022's year end. Now, notice why they're using 2022, because that's when they filed the lawsuit the first time around, was in 2022. So that's why you guys see all this 2022 language. Now, 15 minutes, decades of pain. Yes. 15 minutes to terrorize the world. Now, they also want to claim they need to highlight some illustrative facts. All I Want for Christmas Is You was the first holiday song to be certified diamond by the RIAA, which I think it's funny. They don't abbreviate it now, but they abbreviated it earlier. Her Christmas album sold over 15 million copies worldwide and is the best-selling Christmas album. That's actually kind of... I'm not proud of that as a people. Like, mankind, we need to fix that. That's not something to be proud of. Like going to Mars, curing cancer, making something so we can translate dog barks into a language we can understand. Great. But making Mariah Carey's Christmas album the number 1 Christmas album ever sold? No. But her single has sold well, 14 million copies, one of the best-selling physical singles in music history, and the best-selling holiday song by a female artist. And they say streaming receipts are also galactic. The record for the most Spotify streams in a single day. 20 million plays on December 24th, 2022. Holy shit. Sometimes America gets it wrong. Worldwide, chat. In 2021, the song earned 1 billion streams on Spotify, making it her first song and the first holiday song overall to do so. The ringtone is breaking records as the only holiday ringtone to reach multi-platinum status in the U.S. So, but they just point out that, this song has generated 1.74 million song consumption units in the United States. Of that, 48,000 were from downloads, 200 million came from on-demand audio streams, 52 million came from video on-demand streams, and 24 from program streams. Combining those, the downloads generated 1.36 million for Carey and her label in 2021 alone. Meanwhile, the song's publishing, including mechanicals for the track from the physical sales of the 5 albums, it appears brought in another $378,000 last year. However, the United States only accounted for 51% of downloaded sales and 30% of on-demand streaming. So when you look at the global versions of this, the Carey master recording version of the song brought in almost $4.5 million, while its publishing royalties generated another $1.6 million combined, which comes out to nearly $6 million. And of the master recording revenue, Carey's royalties were at $1.5 million, which gives Sony $3 million. So, guys, these are real numbers. This is real serious stuff. Demon's Wrath says 1.36 million is good money for 1 month. But that's the only month you get it. It's not like she's getting this every month. So think of it as 1.36 million spread out over 12 months. So it's still impressive. It's still impressive what she can do with this song. The Vinyl Revolution said, my grandfather landed at Normandy for this. Yes. Yes. Anyway, they keep going here, and then they say in 2023, the song was selected by the Library of Congress for preservation and the National Recording Registry due to its cultural, historical, and aesthetic importance in American soundscape. The guy who helped write it with Mariah Carey, Affirmative, who is a professional record producer and songwriter, purportedly composed the song only in a 15-minute period with Mariah Carey. But even this hubristic, it's full of hubris, chat. Hubris, pride, and, excessive pride. Remember, the fates detest hubris. So do the gods. They punish people for hubris. Retelling strains credulity. Why? Apparently, Carey created a conflicting provenance seemingly out of thin air about writing the song in 15 minutes when she was a minor. The producer later voiced his strong dissenting opinion on Carey's version of the origin story. And it's plaintiff's contention that, however that short period of minutes it took, the resulting song was unlicensed and it infringed upon the original work. There was on the podcast, Hot Takes and Deep Dives. Affirmative blasted Carey for retelling how they did it. And he claimed that he and Carey were on the same page about how they wrote the song. However, it wasn't until 10 years ago the alternative story was shared about their process, which he started to hint on the fact of, I wrote that when I was a little girl, but why weren't you saying that for the 12 or 15 years prior? And basically he's alleging, so it sort of developed in her mind that Mariah Carey's created her own headcanon to come up with the concept of writing the song. And then the producer says she doesn't play anything. She doesn't play keyboard or piano. She doesn't understand music. She doesn't know chord changes in music. And she doesn't know music theory or anything like that. She doesn't know a diminished chord from an A minor 7th chord to an A major 7th chord. So to claim she wrote a very complicated chord structured song with her finger on a Casio keyboard when she was a little girl, it's kind of a tall tale. She doesn't play any instrument. Oh! Oh! He's just like, fuck you, Mariah. I mean, really, that is fucking brutal. That is brutal, chat. Yes, plus Mariah's husband has like 25 kids. Yes. Kia Pat says most modern musicians don't know anything about music. I agree, but it's just funny that her producer was like, fuck this bitch, I wrote the song. Musicologists and commentators, and guys, this is going to get into really some dorky music shit I don't understand. They suggest the festive holiday mood is actually because of its dulcet harmony, including a specific minor subdominant chord, which these commentators have dubbed the most Christmassy chord of all, a diminished C sixth chord. This chord is, of course, already found throughout Plaintiffs' version of the song. Specifically, the songs share a similar syncopated chord pattern, using the same harmonic language for C and G and the diminished C6 chords. Throughout the two songs, the dulcet harmony directly lifted from the Plaintiffs' original. And they say, additionally, had Mariah listened to any country radio station in 1994, well, I have the feeling she wouldn't be listening to country music in 1994. I'm just saying. I don't think she would have been. I don't think she would have been. Mariah Carey could play a rusty trombone. Oof. Oof. Yeah, this is yes, the C6 chord is not as explosive as the C4 chord, yes. Anyways, they would have heard this and further informing defendant of the plaintiff's copyrighted work, but she probably wouldn't have heard it. This occurred just as their work in earnest on what would become their song was ultimately included on the first holiday album some 11 months later. And they say the defendants knew or should have known this other song could not be used in a musical work without a license, and or songwriting credit, as is customary practice in the industry. For example, Beyonce's song Hold Up features lyrics from two previously copyrighted songs, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs Maps, and Soulja Boy's Ton My Swag On. The chorus in Maps includes the lyrics, wait, they don't love you like I love you. Slow down, they don't love you like I love you. Back up, they don't love you like I love you. Like that's apparently the meme song now. And then similar, the Turn My Swag On lyrics includes the lyrics, hopped up out the bed, turn my swag on. Oh my God. Yeah. Took a look in the mirror and said, what's up? And then Hold Up interpolates this lyric with, I hop up out the bed and get my swag on. I look in the mirror, say what's up. And this is yeah. Adams, I invented all music chords, yes. How many kids got a Soulja Boy console for Christmas? I don't know. Yamal says you cannot own a chord progression. I believe that's the case. You cannot copyright a chord progression. And they say even though Hold Up did not use the lyrics nor the hook versus verbatim, the use of those lyrics from both of these songs was cleared in advance with the copyright owners. This demonstrates standard industry practice. And Beyonce went further on her latest album, Renaissance. She's marketed the album as a tribute to Black and brown queer dance music innovators and named them throughout her album, which she has sampled from them. For example, she did from Robin S. Never heard of her. And they say, interpolating the music from another song is beneficial. You can revive a career. It can give a leg up to an unknown artist because they're not credited. If they're not respected, if they're not credited, it's all meaningless. But Beyonce is an industry leader advocating for new ethics of compositional credit and attribution. Yes, Beyonce is the industry standard, chat. She's carrying the banner. And here's where they do explain some things, though, for you guys if you don't understand it. To play any part of a song that's copyrighted, you need two different licenses. The sync license for the composition and a master use license for the sound recording. These require permission from the composer or songwriter as well as the producer or record label. And despite this industry standard practice in a 50% overlap in exact lyrical syntax, Mariah Carey never got any of those licenses. So the infringing acts include, but are not limited to, unlawfully creating, recording, manufacturing, producing, selling, licensing, marketing, and or distributing the musical composition and sound recording They say the infringements amount to the unlawful appropriation of copyrighted material. This also has been extensively licensed by the defendants to various third parties for commercial and advertising uses. It was also featured as the performance of the penultimate act in the mega hit film Love Actually of 2003. Yes, it is. And guys, you know what? I know a lot of people hate that movie. I actually like it. It's a very good movie. Gets you in the feels. Like if you got feeler bugs, it crushes your feeler bugs at the end of it. It really gets you going. So I can't wait for your guys' response to that comment. Yeah, what am I, gay? It's a gay movie. You know, maybe no, it is. No, it is you. Maybe it is you that are gay, sir. Telling me I'm gay while you're sitting there pleasuring another man. No, Chad, it is you that is gay. But anyways, rom-coms are for women. It's a good Are you kidding me? Most of it's a good fucking movie. Some of it's a little creepy. But overall, it's a really good fucking movie, especially like the little kid trying to find his girl, like trying to get a girlfriend. Like, all that's pretty kind of like, aw, and shit. I'm not gay, my boyfriend is. Yeah. It's only gay if you push back, chat. Anyways, we're going to keep going here. We're going to keep going here. I'm as straight as Nick Fuentes. Oh, yeah, Nick Fuentes will be buck broken. Let me just put it that way. It wouldn't be about love. It'd be all about power. They say, also, it's the hit single off the RIA certified platinum album from the film soundtrack, also from the same movie. And they say that the defendants have exploited and continue to exploit the song in this district in the state of California and throughout the United States and the world. The world, to quote Jeremy Clarkson. So they keep going. There was without crediting, licensing, or even mentioning the songwriters, well, the copyrights, the melody, the lyrics, and the feel. When you combine these three elements at a base, your derivative copy on something that is more like than this, like it is those substantial similarities that will open up inspection and reveal the claims of infringement. Carey has, without licensing, palmed off these works with their incredulous origin story and her hubris knowing no bounds. It's so outrageous, chat. It's outrageous. Her hubris knows no bounds. This is simply a case of actionable infringement. So direct copyright infringement, first claim. They want protection for this. And they do show the copyright registrations for this. They talk about, and they go through here saying Santa can't bring me what I need. And they point out this is all protected. They have continued to perform these records and do this without permission or attribution. And they argued that it's a violation of the Copyright Act. So, and they argue that she has profited substantially from her infringing activities. And therefore, the defendant should be held jointly and severally liable, meaning that, let's say it turns out Vince Vance goes to trial and he wins. And they determine it's $100 million of copyright violations. Joint and several liability means that all parties owe it. They might try to split it out amongst themselves, but ultimately it doesn't matter. Vince Vance is entitled to $100 million. And it doesn't matter if it all comes from Mariah Carey or Universal or Sony. Somebody has to pay. Now, they can all pay like their share, but let's say everybody disappears and Mariah Carey is the only one left around. Well, she has to pay up. Then she can sue them to get back her part of what she paid for them. And that actually does happen once in a while, but if you're the guy left holding the bag, you're fucked. But joint and several liability means you are liable for the whole thing. And they talk about all the profits derived as a result, whether or not collected and retained. The damages requested by plaintiffs are limited to a 3-year look-back period pursuant to current statutory and case law authority. So remember, they're limited to going back 3 years. So it's not like we're going all the way back to 1994, 1995, and then catching up. But it is a bit of an issue. It's so fucking late. So they argue that because it's a willful infringement, they're entitled to the maximum statutory damages. They say the conduct is, they want it enjoined and restrained by this court. So they want injunctive relief prohibiting Mariah Carey from further infringing and ordering the defendants to destroy all copies of the infringing work or other material made in violation of their rights. Well, there's nothing you can do about it. It's on the internet. It's forever, buddy. It's gone. It's now everywhere. People have it everywhere. You can't take it off. Now, you can go to Spotify and YouTube and nuke it, but it can get traded around and it will exist in other ways, so it's not gone. The time to attack this would have been in 1994. Not sitting around for 30 fucking years, which makes no damn sense. Like, you're talking about what people knew or should have known. How did you not know this was going on for the past 30 freaking years? I mean, it's absolutely stupid they didn't know this. So they say the actions have harmed the plaintiffs and amount subject to proof at trial, but not less than $20 million. $20 million. $20 million. So they want a determination the copyright has been infringed. They want a temporary injunction. They want to impound all copies of the infringing work. And for a final injunction to prevent further infringement and misappropriation of the copyrights. And the destruction of all copies, which isn't going to happen. And damages in the amount of $20 million in excess. For all damages within 3 years of the filing of the complaint, for all damages permitted by law, including statutory damages, attorney's fees, pre-judgment interest, post-judgment interest, and for any other relief the court may deem just and proper, they demand a jury trial. So that was what they filed. HIV1 says, so with as popular as they stayed to be, they never heard it before today. Yeah, that's the thing. Like they seem to act like they just sat around and fucked around for years on this, which is really not a good look for them, but we're going to get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to their arguments. We'll get to Mariah Carey's arguments in a second here. Nick Kreuzer is saying all the best things were made in 1989. No, the best year was 85. That was the OG vintage. Muzzy Skeleton's been a member for 4 months. Saying Merry Christmas to all you nerds! Nerds! Merry Christmas, nerds. And then Hella over Excited Utterance, guys. Hearsay for days every Sunday at 4 Eastern. For $30.99, $30.99 in Australian dollary Doritos. Thank you, Hella. Saying, have a few dollary dues, Sean Areno at 2.0. Merry fucking Christmas from the future. Well, that's correct. It is Christmas time over there already. Merry Christmas, Hella. Hopefully you and your family are having a great Christmas. Sweet Tooth Fairy's been a member for 20 months. Thank you for that support. I truly appreciate it, Sweet Tooth. Like I said before, guys, seeing those numbers, it's pretty flattering. It's pretty flattering knowing you guys have been sticking around. And I know other people have been sticking around too, but just seeing a number attached to it is kind of cool. Lurking as sick, but wishing all a Merry Christmas. Well, I hope you feel better. Being sick on Christmas does not sound like fun. Never had that problem yet, but I can see why that sucks. And then Assholes React for $2 says, bah humbug. May you get coal and stinky cheese. Well, the coal would be helpful, but my forge doesn't run on coal, so maybe I can sell the coal. And the Pie Baker says, explain to me like you're making a sandwich in light of the most favorable to Biden, why he'd pardon some commie spies that enjoyed cheese pizza. Well, that was allegedly the only way we could get other people Americans held hostage back, which I think was absolute nonsense. And Super Iron Bob says, that's like your opinion, man. And St. Nicholas, you already brought this up, but yeah, does Wham have a case for Last Christmas? I think so. And then Lugmeister for 50 Norwegian kroner says, if the gift is you, it means you are put under the tree. And Merry Christmas. William says, oi, you got a license for that Islamic truck of peace? Oh, you guys are funny. HIV1 says enough queens for a track show. Oh no. Oh no, chat. And then Super Iron Bob says, thank you for confirming I only watch female streamers. You guys are so mean. I like a song. I really like a song, okay? St. Nicholas says, was it really All I Wanted for Christmas Is You that propelled Mariah Carey's career? Or is it because she was married to the head of Sony Music, Tommy Malota? Yeah, I mean, is that what happened? I don't know. It's maybe Mariah was really that good. Maybe she was really that good. You know, who knows? I don't know, chat. I don't know. This is worse than when Nick revealed he's a Katy Perry fan. Oh, stop it. Sean tells he loves Legally Blonde too. No, I don't like Legally Blonde. I've never actually seen it. And for the record, it's also Swiftie. Like pre-1989 Taylor Swift. I don't like the most recent shit. So like when Blank Space came out, that was kind of like her high watermark in my opinion. So that's different. The rest of her shit lately has been garbage. So, but then we have BobTube for 50 Australian dollary dues. 50 of them for $50 and no spider coins or whatever they call the coins there. Merry Xmas, Sean, having an XXXXX in the pool for you. Well, thank you. I guess I'm meant to be a Dos Equis. Anyways, thank you. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Yes, the koala coins. But thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Joe Morris says that Joe Schmo, 1 of 3. Hey, nice to see you, Joe. Is saying Mariah and Celine Dion had similar career trajectories. It's actually an interesting thing. Didn't know that. Kale says pre-1989 Taylor, isn't it like a fetus? Okay, you know what? Tar. Oh. It's a local beer. Well, I hope you enjoy it. Hope it's good. Yes, it's my beer. All right, chat. So if you guys have never seen these before, this is the copy of the copyright filings from back when they did it. So they went ahead and filed all this information regarding the copyright is there and available. If you guys want to see it, you could take a look at it. And how they go through everything there and who does it. Now, in response to all of this, Mariah Carey and everybody fought back, and we're going to go through this one a little quicker because we need to get to the experts. But this gets a little, they come out the door swinging. So this is the answer to the First Amendment complaint. Ugh. Oh no, chat. Also, real quick. Oh no, I'm doxing these guys. I have their address. Russell! Russell, help me. I'm doxing these attorneys. No! No! No, Russell, help me. Help me stop. I can't stop. Kiwi Farms has ruined me. I can't stop doxing. I don't know what to do, Russell. Help! Help! Oh. Oh. All right, chat. Anyways, answer the First Amendment complaint, and they also want a jury trial. But you can see it's Mariah Carey of the gang versus Andy Stone of the gang. So the preliminary things here, and this is a preliminary statement. And now this is just their way of preliminary statements, their way of saying, I'm gonna talk some shit now, and you're gonna listen to it. So they point out the plaintiffs, after sitting silent for nearly 30 years, which itself is telling, now make the outrageous and insulting claim that it copies their obscure and obviously different song. Not only does plaintiff's song unlawfully copy, this chat, they pull out the Ralph, they go, it is you, y'all, no, it is you who copyright infringed. Plaintiff's song unlawfully copies an even earlier hit song. But the two songs are completely different, with the plaintiff asserting relying on both songs' references, like untold Christmas songs before them, to snow, mistletoe, presents under trees, and wanting a loved one for Christmas. And relying on generalized and unprotectable themes such as the human condition and the need for company of another, above all else at Christmas time. Plaintiff's claim is not only false, but frivolous. And to be fair, it's true. Like, if you watch White Christmas, it's about the human condition and the need for the company of another at Christmas time. If you guys ever watched White Christmas, it's about them trying to get home. Eric says, Nick Ricada told me I could legally infringe your copyright. Tony saying $2 cans at Stoney's the day after Christmas. That's even better than Christmas. Yeah. So they say, answering paragraph 1 of the First Amendment complaint, to the extent these are contain alleged conclusions of law, the defendants are not required to plead thereto. To the extent the allegations in the paragraph are deemed to be allegations of fact, the defendants admit plaintiffs contend the court has subject matter jurisdiction insofar as the plaintiffs purport to assert a claim under copyright law. But the defendants deny each and every remaining allegation contained herein. So, guys, remember, you can answer admit, deny, without knowledge, or you could say to the extent of some of it's true, some of it's not true, or, they need a clearer statement. It's too hard for me to respond. Okay. So ultimately, they go through all of this. They make some basic allegations here. They're not challenging venue because they're not challenging any of that. They really don't know the issues here. But they do admit that, like, Mariah Carey is, among other things, a singer-songwriter and resident of the state of New York. So they go through all of this, and they keep responding. They keep responding. They keep responding. They keep responding. And they go through all of this here, and they make a lot of they really just point out that they didn't do anything here. They didn't do anything with this. It's not their fault. They did not get involved in this. But they argue that the plaintiff's First Amendment complaint fails to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. Remember, chat, that's Rule 12b-6. They argue that the infringing work was created independently of the allegedly infringed work. And these are their affirmative defenses. And you're allowed to assert multiple affirmative defenses all at once. They would argue the copyright's invalid because Bobby Vinton in 1964 recorded "My Heart Belongs Only to You," and that was who they ripped off, allegedly. And because they ripped someone else off, they are barred by the doctrine of unclean hands, meaning if you wish to seek equity, you must be the party who is without blame. And then another copyright issue is a lack of originality or protectability. The sixth one is statute of limitations. There are statute of limitations in this things to file and time to file. So they argue that there's relief not authorized by the statute. They say there was abandonment, that by failing to assert these claims for nearly 30 years, you abandon the copyright. That there's waiver. That because they failed to assert these claims for 30 years, they waive their rights to enforce them. And that's an actual thing that can happen, chat. If you have land and people keep walking across your yard to go to the park next door, well, and they do it for 25 years, and then all of a sudden you say, no, you can't do it anymore. That's actually probably not going to be allowed because you've basically let them do it forever. And if you want to object, you have to object at the start. Then there's latches. The doctrine of latches is involved. There's fair use, which is involved in all that. And they want this case to be nuked. They want this case to get nuked. Oh, this is a problem for Kleenex, right? Oh my gosh. So this is so from there they moved on, and this is in August of this year. They filed a motion for summary judgment. Okay, and this is their motion of summary judgment here, and they're pointing out that ultimately this motion's brought because there is no genuine dispute of material fact. Remember, guys, that's the standard for summary judgment. Is there a dispute on material fact? Is there something they're not agreeing to? Okay, well, what can we do about it? And they say there is no genuine dispute of material fact, and the defendants are entitled to judgment as a matter of law. And they state why in the Miranda points and the tables of authorities. They go on, and guys, here's the thing. We could go through this, but there's like hundreds of thousands of pages that have been filed already in this thing. And there's no way we can read through all of it. So they argue basically, here's what they're stating. Mariah Carey claims that the All I Want for Christmas featuring Vance is infringed by Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. And they make an argument that the claim for direct copyright infringement requires, among other things, that the plaintiff establish there are substantial similarities of protectable expression between the work and the defendant's work. They argue that expert discovery in the first phase of this case has been completed. We're going to get into some of that because it's very interesting. Hold on a second, chat. So they argue there's no genuine dispute that the plaintiff's claimed similarities are unprotected under the circuit court's extrinsic test. And that's, remember, chat, this is in the Western District or the Central District, California. So we are in the Ninth Circuit. So the Ninth Circuit case law interprets things here. They argue that the There's fragmentary and commonplace building blocks of expression, but they use overall different lyrics and music. The claimed similarities are not protectable as a selection and arrangement of unprotectable elements because Mariah Carey does not feature the same particular pattern synthesis or design. And they say, alternately, if for any reason summary judgment is not granted dismissing the claim entirely, they point out, and the court can do this, grant a partial summary judgment. The courts can grant it partially. And they can argue, and the court can make a determination, the lyrics are not substantially similar. The music of Vance and Carey are not substantially similar in protectable expression. And Carey does not share the particular same selection and arrangement of unprotectable elements as Vance does. Now, this was done on August 5th, and these were all the attorneys for everybody involved here for Mariah Carey and the music labels. Her former, I would argue, her producer, he's involved, and then obviously Sony has their own people involved here too. So, okay, I wouldn't call anything Mariah Carey recorded, anything she recorded music, to be honest. Oh no, chat. You guys are being brutal. You guys are brutal. Yes, Nick Cannon kept her pregnant for like 4 years straight. Yeah. Yes, he did. So now the funny part, guys, this is an actual declaration of one of the experts that was put forward by Mariah Carey. And there's a couple more expert works we're going to look at here. And I just think it's interesting how you guys talk about foamers. Here's some music foaming. You guys want some music theory foaming. Here we go. Here we go, chat. So this is the declaration of Lawrence Ferreira, PhD, in support of the motion for summary judgment for the defendants. So Lawrence Ferreira declares that I'm over the age of 18. I have knowledge of the following facts and can competently testify these facts if called upon to do so. I am a musicologist. I am a full professor of music and director emeritus of all studies in music and the performing arts at New York University Steinhardt School, which that's nothing to slough at. That's actually pretty impressive at being at NYU's music school. They say he says that I was asked to perform a comparative musicological analysis of the compositions between Vince Vance's song and Mariah Carey's song, and attaches his declaration in Exhibit 1 is a true and correct copy of my report, dated April 18th, and accompanying visual exhibits A through H in Appendix 1. The report sets forth my qualifications, comparative musicological analysis, and the conclusions as to both of them. The following sound recordings were included as audio exhibits, and there's an MP3 of the publicly available version of Vance's song, and then a publicly available version of Carey's song. And he says, I was also asked to review and consider a preliminary report that was done, signed by a guy named Robert Fink, comparing both songs here. And that's who's understand as the designated by the plaintiffs as an expert musicologist. And I say attached to this declaration, Exhibit 2 is a true and correct copy of my rebuttal. And there, like I said, chat, there are a million exhibits. These are like hundreds of pages. Like it was going to be like $75 just to pull this crap out. They also went and reviewed and considered the first reports by Matt Sakakini, who was the plaintiff's designated expert and musicologist at the beginning. of this. But he sets out his own conclusions regarding the reports. And he says the reports and the rebuttals are made each part of and incorporated in this declaration. He says, I can and do testify to my statements, analysis, and conclusions. And he says it's set out in more detail in the reports. And he says in applying more established and recognized musicological practices and analysis, he was able to use widely available things that are available prior to Vance. He concluded there are no musicological significant similarities between Vance and Carey. But there are many significant differences. And he says there are no musicologically similar differences between the lyrics of Vance and Carey, but there are significant differences. The shared words and phrases are used differently by Vance and Carey, and my prior art research confirms the shared words and phrases were commonplace in Christmas songs predating Vance. He says, a visual C, he says, I transcribed and analyzed the lyrics of 38 prior art Christmas songs that include lyrical similarities with Vance and Carey. Well, that does sound great, chat. We're going to use his similarity list here. And there's some other breakdowns. But he does bring up that my prior art research confirms the phrase, all I want for Christmas is you. And the lyrical idea of only wanting you for Christmas were commonplace in songs predating 1989. He says, I've located at least 19 prior artworks that include this lyrical idea. And he says, of these 19 prior artworks, at least 13 also include the phrase, all I want for Christmas is you, or a similar one. He says, namely, number 1, Carla Thomas. All I Want for Christmas is You from 1963. And Brooke Benton also sang You're All I Want for Christmas in 1963. Foghat, of Mississippi Queen. Ba-da-da-da-da. All I Want for Christmas is You in 1981. Frankie Lane says All I Want for Christmas is You in 1946. Buck Owens, All I Want for Christmas, Dear, is You in 1965. The Supremes, My Christmas Tree, 1965, which contained the lyric, All I Want for Christmas is My Baby Back Home. The Salsa Orchestra, You're All I Want for Christmas, 1981. Dave Dudley, he says, All I Want for Christmas is You for Me. 1982. New Editions, All I Want for Christmas is My Girl, 1985. Ray Charles, All I Want for Christmas, 1985. Ray Charles, chat, you may have heard of him. You may have heard of that gentleman. The Gold Diggers, I Just Want You for Christmas, 1969. The Gems, Love for Christmas, 1964. Which includes the lyric, All I Want, Baby, is Your Love for Christmas. Then you have D. Irwin and Mamie Galore saying, All I Want for Christmas is Your Love in 1968. So it's like, yeah. Oh, no, we hear it all over the place, chat. Isn't that very interesting? Isn't that very interesting? So, and those aren't even all the ones he cited here. And he said the other shared lyrical words and phrases are also used and arranged differently in Vance and Carey. He says they're commonplace in songs predating Vance. And he says the visual exhibit E of the rebuttal shows the number of times each of the lyrical similarities occurs in the prior art collected in the Farrer report. And there are stark differences in the vocal melodies. I think so. There's differences in the melodies and the tempo. And he did in the transcriptions of these two songs side by side. And, he says, he goes on further to explain that the differences here. So in the Vance song, All I Want for Christmas is You, in the hook is found in measures 15 through 16. In Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, the hook is found in measures 23 through 26. And he says, I have prepared below a comparison of how Sakini or Sakakani or Saka, I don't know, chat. I don't know how you pronounce the guy's name. And he shows the differences here. So this is the Vance. He says, I have added the pitch of that note in scale degrees. So guys, if you do know, Sacopenis, Sarkeesian. No, it's not. Anyway, guys, this is the this is treble clef. You know, it's a basic music. So you have you have your notes there. You have eighth notes and quarter notes, all that fun stuff. So if you guys are music people, here you go. You can geek out as you're at your leisure. Yes, there's a treble. Find the middle sandwich. So anyways, the transcriptions of these melodic lines on page 25 and elsewhere in my report differ from the other transcriptions only in that my transcriptions include an additional note on scale degree 2 at the end of the word you in Vance, and the additional notes on scale degrees 713, 716 at the end of the word you in Carey. And he points out just how different these are. And he also points out the hook contains an additional note on the scale, degree 6. Sung in the lyric cause, which always precedes the lyric, all I want for Christmas is you in Vance. And they say the pitches and melodic contours of the hook melodies are very different. And he goes through all of this chat. This is stuff I don't understand here. I hope you guys understand this because I don't know what's happening. Sean learned all of this while talking to Clyde at his 4 a.m. piano lessons. See, I actually played piano as a kid, so I do a little bit there. I do know a little bit. But yes, the time of this, at 4/4 time, at 12/8 time. Yeah, those are completely different. It's completely different. Completely different. The hook melody consists of 9 notes with the pitches and scale degrees of 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, and one rest between the lyrics must and is. The hook melody in Mariah Carey's is 11 notes with the pitches 3, 2, 1, 6, 1, 6. Isn't that flat? 6, 2, 3, 2, 1. Isn't that flat? I don't know. It's not sharp. And they say the note is a sound of a specified pitch and duration. The rest indicates a silence. Yes. X says yes. Thank you, Music Man. And the melodic rhythm of hook melodies is also not similar. Melodic rhythm refers to the durations of each note, as well as their metric placement or placement of these notes on or within beats of a bar or measure. So when you're spitting bars, chat. So, and they say, and this Ferreira guy keeps on going to say, I identified the melodic rhythm of each note in the hook phrases. And, counting 12 beats per measure in Vance and 4 beats per measure in Carey. And that's how you get those, the time there, chat. You have 4/4. Benjamin Lewis says, I love those melodic rhythms. No, not melodic, melodic. So they keep going, though. The Vance is counted in 12 beats per measure because it's in 12/8 meter, which consists of 12 eighth note beats per measure. However, they testify that Vance should be counted as 4 beats per measure. And it said it changed for counting 12 beats per measure to 4 beats per measure. Beats 1, 4, 7, and 10 become beats 1, 2, 3, and 4, respectively. And to facilitate the comparison identified below how that would work. And this here, chat, Ag, if you could figure this out, I don't know what any of this means here and the way it is set up. And hold on. Hey, babe, do you understand any of this? You're not paying attention. Okay. But yeah, here you go, chat. If you guys understand this, good for you, because I don't. But as you can see, this stuff, even when they say, wait, we're going to put it in the same time, 4/4 time, apparently they still don't work with how these measure up. Like, look, they're still not identical. And he says, alternatively, the melodic rhythm of the hooks of Vance and Carey could be approximated graphically as follows. Ag says there's a lot of autism in this chart. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this. Yeah, basically, I get it's a comparison. Like, I understand it's a compare. Like, yes, I do get the idea it's a comparison because, yes, they don't match up. But I don't know shit about what any of this is. And what I know about Beat is Vanilla Ice when he says, Ice Ice Baby is different from Under Pressure. Because Under Pressure goes, ding, da ding, da ding, ding. While Ice Ice Baby goes, ding, 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 da ding, ding. And that at the end is different. So I know Vanilla Ice does that. That's about all I know. You can make the two sound exactly the same if they're in different tempo, though. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I'm just, yeah, the first being the root, yeah. Okay, Yamal's saying, look. He's like, look! Halftime and full time, 70 beats per minute and 140 beats per minute. The snare lands on 2 and 4, or it lands on 3. That's called halftime. They're saying there's no such way to line them up. I get that. I get that. Even when he tries to match them up and put them in the same beat, they don't work because they still don't match. He's just trying to point out there's no way they show these match. So, yeah, added one note. Different. Yes. Yes. The other search says Sean potentially musicologist. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't that LOL, I don't do drum shit. All I know about 4/4 time I learned from young Einstein. Oh. I don't know, chat. I don't know. This is just, it's very interesting. It's very interesting how this is set up. Yes, second verse different from the first. But yes, if you're a music autist out there, if you're a music foamer, congrats. Masturbate to this tonight. The beat, because we got the beat. That's all. I'm not going to go down that road. So if he did it the way he thinks it should be measured out, all I want for I don't understand how this is set up here, but these are how he does it. And they say thus is transcribed, and regardless of how Vance is counted, no corresponding notes in the hook melodies have the same pitch, rhythmic duration, and metric placement. So the overall chord progressions are very different as well, as are the chords in the hooks, and the similarities claimed by Professor Fink and Professor Sakakini are fragmentary and commonplace. And he says the claimed melodic harmony similarities are fragmentary and commonplace. And they say that I also identified many prior artworks with the claimed melodic and harmonic similarities and hooks in combination. And that's the thing, chat. Like, there's so many songs that play right into each other. Like, there's that one comedian. He starts playing Pachelbel's Canon, and he goes into like 25 songs in a row, like very popular songs we've heard in the last 50 years. And it's very hilarious. It's very hilarious how he does it. But yes, a lot of music there's only so many chords you can do in music. So he says, there are no significant similarities in the melodies and harmonies of the hooks or any other part of Vance and Carey, and there are significant differences. And he says, my responses are different here. And he says that On page 5 of the plaintiff's report, their expert includes a chart of the chords of verses of Vance and Carey in G major, which is pasted here for convenience. So, where's Gosney when I need him? Yes, Steve would help here. This would help. Yes, Steve, where are you? Could Danion explain this? Does she know music? How do acts like Dr. Demento and Weird Al survive? Because they're clear-cut parody, and there's like, but also Weird Al gets permission before he goes out and gets permission before Weird Al does the songs. He goes out and secures that from the parties. But also he would be clearly parody at that point. But they keep going here and they omit that that they compare one measure of Vance Forever to a Mariah Carey, and that the chord C6 is actually C6 E flat. That's flat, isn't it? Yeah, E flat, as shown, is different. So the chord progressions on a measure per measure basis, but they are transposed in the key of C major. If transposed in the key of G major, the key in which the songs are analyzed, the first chords of the chords of the first verse are this, which it sounds like it's all in G major. Well, unlike Kendrick Lamar, we don't have to worry about these being in A minor. Oh, I'm sorry, as Drake, these are in A minor. So, the overall structures have no significant similarities. Yeah, this is not even the same thing. It's very interesting. So, the overall rhythms of Vance and Carey are different. The tempo of Carey is 150 beats per minute, which is more than 2 times faster than the 72 beats per minute of Vance. And that's the first thing. When you can hear like how fast Mariah Carey's is banging it out, I mean, like, yeah, guys, like here is this one, just like in the middle of it. Even when it gets to like the highest part of the song, listen to how fast it's going. So there you go. Like, it's not very fast. Where Mariah Carey, though, I mean, she's just... here's Mariah Carey just belting it out. It's so much faster. It's so much faster. I know you guys are screaming, but suffer, chat. Suffer. You must suffer. You must suffer here. And we're getting back to this. Yeah, it's a totally different song. G major is the most popular key by far. Maddie says, not Night Public Tours. It jumped in as Mariah suing the other guy. No, the guy is suing Mariah Carey. They also go, the claimed similarity of a 12-note triplet piano pulse is significant insofar the rhythm arrangement is commonplace, including in 1950s and 1960s music. And yes, when you listen to this All I Want for Christmas by Vance, this does have that like old-timey feel to it, especially the way it opens up. With that piano just going at the beginning, yes, it's a very common thing. So, we're all here in remedial music theory chat. D minor is the saddest key of all. Oh. You thought you were avoiding music theory all your life? Yeah. Well. Oh, yeah, that's just a blues piano. Yes, but it's just the idea of that piano. It sounds very 1950s, 60s. It sounds that way. Benjamin says, we went to school for science, so I didn't have to deal with this shit. The Winky Marshmallow says, on the Riley case, did a Texas court officially declare Eric July bitch made? No. The case is still active, so it's not over yet. Like, I think they get the chance to amend their complaints and, amend the charges out language-wise, and then Riley's back to facing charges again. So, no, and also Eric July didn't file the charges. Like, he didn't write up the complaints, so I don't know, trust Dick for your legal analysis, I guess, if you're worried about that. But no, Eric was not declared bitch made. I can tell you that much. Oh, yeah, it's a classic ballad opening. I get it. I agree. Yamal says, "Oh, I agree. Just say, I was saying just because it's been done so many times before." Yep. Yeah, I saw the thread. I need to, somebody finally got the documents posted. I need to read through them. And I need to do a little look into Texas law, but we have some time before we get there. And yes, this is true. They're both replicating styles of pop from the 50s and 60s, hence why they sound similar. Yeah. Yep. I agree. So he says there are overall differences between Vance and Carey. There are other overall differences. He says he prepared a comparative transcription of the second iteration of the hook and the melody between Vance's and Carla Thomas's All I Want for Christmas Is You. And the comparative transcription reveals many fragmentary similarities. And he says, in conducting my research on this matter, I discovered that the music of Vance has very significant similarities with Bobby Vinton's My Heart Only Belongs to You. The similarities can be seen in the melodies and harmonies. And they completely transcribe the entire first two verses of Vance and Vinton in the visual exhibit G of the Ferrara report, and are summarized at pages in the report itself. Like, there's some issues here, chat. There are some issues. There are some issues here, man. This is there are some issues here, and it's not a good look for. There are some issues that don't look good in this for Stone. The way they do this, it's just not a good look. And another lawsuit brewing. Yeah, they probably wouldn't be able to get there. But yes, they're playing the reversal card. That no, it's you who have infringed. And it's probably valid. It's probably very valid at this point. There's only so much that they can do with this. But yes, it does show that, you guys are, there is a problem with this. There are a lot of issues, and you can't just get away with, being, breaking the law yourself and then running around and saying, no, it's not fair. That it's not fair that you can't do this. Well, no, you aren't allowed to do that. We don't let you do that. And we're going to go ahead here and say, what page is this on where he breaks it down? Pages 29 through 36, and this is paragraphs 79 and 97. So we're going to switch to Exhibit 1, which is his report. And notice he busts out a couple different songs here. And he's a PhD. He has, and he goes through different things here. And this is just, if you guys wanted to see his bona fides, he kind of goes through his CV a little bit here. He works at the NYU Performing Arts School. He has given testimony in other landmark trials on behalf of Andrew Lloyd Webber. There was a Phantom of the Opera lawsuit that was actually kind of a big deal. He testified on behalf of Led Zeppelin in their Stairway to Heaven lawsuit. He testified for Ed Sheeran on the Thinking Out Loud song, and that's just a couple of them. He has, done music copyright at Harvard Law School, and he's taught at Columbia Law School. Even though he's not a lawyer, he can explain the music and he can explain the mechanics of music so people can do it. He's worked for Netflix and advised them. He's also, done a lot of other stuff there. He's presented for the Copyright Society of the United States. His CV is attached if you guys want to see it here, and we'll get to that maybe in a minute. But let's get to where he and he breaks C and he starts going. And here are some of his lyrics that they just do here. And yeah, here's the beginning of here's the first lyrics from that Vance song. It's like, take back the holly and the mistletoe. Okay, I'm just going to keep on waiting underneath the mistletoe. They don't match. Silver bells on strings. I hear those sleigh bells ringing. If I wrote a letter to Santa Claus, I would ask for just one thing. There's just one thing I need. And you can see here, there's not a whole lot where these match up. These don't match up very well. He goes through this. He breaks it down lyrically. He goes through the different songs here, guys. And this is the actual whole list of the songs here. So the prior art, shared lyrics have been around forever. And not only the Supremes, but, Ray Charles, other people you may have heard, like Elvis Presley, Holly Leaves and Christmas Trees. You may have heard that one. You may have heard of that one, chat. You may have heard of that one. Yes, who thought you would be on Team Mariah Carey, chat? Who thought? Did you ever think, asking yourself 20 years ago, even 2 hours ago, would you be on Team Mariah Carey? Yeah, so Elvis, in a 1971 song, about Christmas trees and lights aglow and mistletoe. Mistletoe don't mean a thing when you're not here. Elvis Presley, it won't seem like Christmas without you. He wrote another Christmas song, apparently. And he says that the one thing I'm wishing for is to see you in my dreams. And this song also references snowy and sleigh bells. Also, Elvis saying, Santa, bring my baby back in 1957. He goes through all these songs. And this is the one where he really beats him up on the Carla Thomas song, All I Want for Christmas Is You. So indeed, the singer advises, give the neighbors all their presents under the tree and give the snow and mistletoe to the ones who love them so, but you'll be quite enough for me. He talks about Foghat, the Gold Diggers. He goes through all these other songs here. It just keeps on going. I mean, he just beats him up. And yes, John Denver and the Muppets' 1979 Christmas song talks about the phrase underneath the tree. Gene Autry has a song containing the phrase under the Christmas tree. Everybody does. Everyone does. These lyrical similarities are widely used in Christmas songs. Now we need to get, and here's where he does all the different bars. Spitting bars, chat. Now we need to get to, we need to see this part he compares. So, he compares the song My Heart Only Belongs to You as recorded by Bobby Vinton. And he says, look, there's a bunch of shit that happens here. And these tracks, like Vinton follows Vance, like they parrot each other. Their timing is the same. The verse is entirely paired similarly. I mean, look at this. That's not good. That is not good. Just remove copyright from all Christmas music. Well, that's another thing here. The song structures in Vinton and Vance are very similar. I mean, look at this structural chart of these two songs. Like this is, this is Vinton and this is Vance. And you're like, very interesting setups. 4 8 8 8 8 7 4 4 8 8 8 7 8 8 That's pretty similar. They both start with a 4-bar introduction followed by 2 8-bar verses and 8-bar bridge in verse 3. Both songs also end with an outro. Oof. Oof. The overall rhythmic flow is very similar. You know what? And actually, I forgot to say, we can actually listen to that one. Let's see. Let's see here. Where is... Here we go, chat. So here is My Heart Only Belongs to You by Bobby Vinton.
My heart belongs to only you.
Oof! Wow, that's exactly the same fucking thing. That's exactly the same fucking thing there, chat. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So here's this one again.
Take back the holly and mistletoe.
Wow. Well, I mean, yeah, that sounds pretty fucking similar. Oh no, chat. Uh-oh. That's pretty fucking similar. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. So these are both very damn similar. There you go. So the chord progressions are very similar. And guys, this report goes on and on and on for 164 pages. And Dean is so there's also a book regarding the melody. A guy named Joel Whitworth opines the melody is the same as Vinton's same hit. Like he's arguing they have the same thing. So this has just been broken down in all kinds of music. And here's verse 1 as the examples. Like this is your music autism chat. If you are a music autist, here you go. Shugi Show says, I'm at the beginning. We better have a Clyde sighting. Well, we will work on that coming here, chat. Clyde! Hi, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come on. 2.0 is making dinner. That's why he's not gonna. We'll get him in a second, chat. Yeah, but here you go. I mean, like all this stuff. It's staying in the musical examples that very similar melodies. Look at that. They like are a lot. And it's just, yeah, it just keeps going and going and going. So his these melodies are the same. And they say is relevant to this, Vinton is an example of the commonplace nature of the claimed similarity in melodic phrase structure. And the claimed rhythmic and stylistic similarities. It's obvious. It's obvious. And this is a declaration, so you don't have to sign. It doesn't need to be sworn. You don't have to. You swear under the penalty of perjury. There is no notarization, but you are sending in a document that is under the pain and penalty of perjury, and that's done by their expert. There is also there is a lot here, chat, and these guys are there's just so much of this where they end up then also bringing in the defendants also bring in another person, and it is a PhD, another PhD. Like these guys are going in. These guys are Mariah Carey and Sony went hard in the paint. Obviously, this is the record labels really paying for this. So they brought in a guy, Dr. Nathaniel Lewis. He is a professor of English at St. Michael's College. And he's also the chair of the department and director of the American Studies program, which I don't know what the hell that is. So we had American Culture Studies at my college, and that was about how white people were evil. So, and he says his scholarship focuses on the intersections of popular culture, American regionalism, aesthetic theory, and the written word. He routinely teaches undergraduate English classes, maybe in creative writing. So he did a comparative analysis of the lyrics, and he created his own report. And he goes through all of it, guys. He goes through it in his own depth, and he goes through it like analyzing poetry. I did read his report. Oh my gosh, it just makes you just want to, after a while, all the stuff they go through in this. And then there was finally another report, chat, another expert that they went through. And it's very, very good. And this one is Eric Lamb, and he's an associate. I'm sorry. Actually, I don't need this one. Sorry. He's just certifying things there. We're actually going to skip ahead to, he's not the expert here, but this is Exhibit 4. This is Nathaniel Lewis's extrinsic report here, and it's Stone v. Carey. And look at this, chat. This is a guy who did literary analysis and lyrical analysis. Look at this. Look at what he had to do here. He went hard on this. He's not like Uncle Ruckus. So, this guy goes and he says, he was asked to conduct a comparative analysis of the lyrics. And this guy, for those of you who are English and lyrical and grammatical nerds, here you go. This is, hold on, chat. We got a Clyde sighting. Hi, Bubba. Hi. Oh, Merry Christmas, Clyde. Clyde, it's a good boy. You're such a good boy, buddy. It's Christmas time for Clyde. He's going to be a good boy today. Mwah. What do you think, buddy, huh? What do you think? Mwah. What do you have to say, Clyde? Mwah. He's going to flop out, chat. He's just going to be a baby now. Hi, Bubba. Yes, this is what he does. He just flops out like that. If you hold him. He's going to get spaghetti neck. Hi, Bubba. You're such a good boy. He just keeps his paws up. You're okay, Clyde. Hi, buddy. Hi. Hi. I'm going to say hi to everybody. Merry Christmas. And they rough. It's a little suspicious why they shot down F-18s in the Red Sea. Rough. I know, Clyde. It's very weird the Navy shot down one of its airplanes and then shot down another one in the flight. They almost shot down both of them. It's a little sus, don't you think? I know. I agree, buddy. It's a little weird. He's all tuckered out. Yeah, sleeping's really hard. That's all he's done today is he's taken naps, chat. Don't let him fool you. He has not had a hard day here. I can tell you that much. Does he get his whiskers trimmed? Yeah, he gets groomed. It's okay, Bubba. You're okay. You're okay, buddy. What you doing, huh? Woof, woof. You went down Oh, I think he 2.0. Something's cooking and he smells it, so he wants it. He can smell it. He's all, you ready to go, buddy? All right, we're going to set you down because I got to keep reading this. We got to keep reading this, Bubba. Oh, uh-oh. You got caught on the headphones here, buddy. Clyde was in the Star Wars special. No, that's not nice. The Navy cited training issues, yeah. Oh, yeah, because the drone looks like an F-18. Yes, he's a good boy. Chat, the best boy. The bestest boy ever. If you guys are new, that's Clyde Bear. He's a good boy. So we're going to get back to this. This is just what it takes at times. His major publications, he has actually talked, he's written books called Unsettling the Literary West and Morta Las Vegas. He's also done essays on Western American literature called like True West. His next book, titled Living in Place, is a study of American cultural attitudes to the ideas of region and home, with a chapter that includes analysis of poetry and lyrics. Wow, this is some real Ponzi stuff, but that's some real stuff there, chat. This is a real G. This is a real expert here, guys. Spudgun says they got Men at Work for the, Down Under song for that little bit of flute work from a song written in the 30s. Wow. All right. So, he talks about his methodology comparison. And he says, finally, here's a side-by-side of the lyrics as set out in their attached transcriptions. And here's how it starts. Here's how it goes. Does that really look like it's the exact same thing, chat? No, I would submit to you that it's not. So I don't even know where to begin. Like, it really looks bad at this point. Like, it's clearly not the same thing. It's clearly not the same thing. There's nothing there. These are not the same things. So, you look at these. They make more comparisons and more comparisons. And you notice, like, there's so much more of Mariah Carey's song anyway. And it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And the summary of conclusions. The two works perspective, like, any shared works or phrases are commonplace because they're both Christmas songs, and the underlying generic idea of wanting someone at Christmas more than the trappings of a holiday is not original. It's a very common theme. These are both underlying ideas. This idea of theme is a popular convention of Christmas songs, appearing routinely in the half century before the release of Vance's song, for example. This song here, Carla Thomas. It says, let the kiddies have the toys, let the grown-ups make the noise. That sounds a little like, what kind of noise are we talking about? Like, giggity, giggity. Let the grown-ups make the noise. And they, he breaks this down, all these lyrics where they talk about the same thing. But yes, the idea is an established convention of Christmas songs. It is not a significant similarity. It's not a need. Rather, it was an established Christmas trope. And that's interesting how he puts that. He's like, it's a trope. It's a cliche to write a song like that. And to say, look, this isn't original. It's a goddamn cliche. We've heard it a million times. So he goes through this. He talks about the words like holly, silver bells, and letter. Mariah Carey doesn't use them. There's other things, though, like sleigh rides and blue. Nope, Mariah Carey doesn't use them. There's things she uses that he doesn't use. Fireplace, toy, list, North Pole, Satan, boom, 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 boom. All this, there's none of it there. And the words that appear in both songs are Christmas tropes. It's all tired. It's all being used before. Yeah, it's what everybody says. There's nothing new. And like this is so funny though how the guy has to break it down. He says Vance refers to sleigh rides, which is a collocation or compound noun meaning rides in sleighs, and it appears in Vance, but not in Mariah Carey's song. Sleigh bells is also a noun. It means bells attached to the harness of a horse. Sleigh bells are also used as a musical instrument. And finally, Vance refers to silver bells on strings, which, unlike sleigh bells, are decorative ornaments, and neither of those are in Carey's song. So, as a result, it would be misleading to suggest that both songs refer to sleighs and bells when Carey doesn't. Doesn't refer to the same sleigh bells. Yes, there are 5 Christmas words in both songs: mistletoe, Santa, snow. They both talk about snow at Christmas, chat. No, no. Stockings. Oh no, chat. And Christmas itself. Oh no, chat. Oh no. No. The unthinkable. You can't write a song about Christmas and talk about Santa. But yes, mistletoe is a trope. And yes, the idea of a romantic kiss under mistletoe goes back to Washington Irving's sketchbook in like 1819. A widely read work that influenced the American rituals of Christmas. So it's been done before. It was a song in 1950 that talked about it. You know, kisses beneath the mistletoe. So it's also funny how like this is very interesting. So in Vance, the speaker's not interested in mistletoe. In Carey, she wants and is prepared to wait underneath the mistletoe for the proverbial kiss. While the mistletoe in Vance is an example of an abstract rejected element, in Carey, mistletoe is important and a desirable object for the speaker. This guy had to literally sit there and be like, literally like the most, and I'm not making fun of him because he got paid to do this and this is his thing, but this is like a Reddit level explanation of it. But it's very true. It's very true. Bama Law. Attorney React says, really, is there anything fucking lawyers won't take money to do? I don't know, man. I don't know. Huh. You know, we be assholes, I guess. It's just very I don't know what like Omar Little says, man, he got the shotgun and I got the briefcase. So that's how it works. You know, mistletoe is used very differently. So is Santa Claus. You know, and she wants to write, and Vance wants to write a letter to Santa Claus, and Mariah Carey says Santa Claus won't make me happy. You know, it gets on there. It gets on there. Even whores have limits. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess. Yes. Actually, Your Honor. Oh my God. This is interesting. So depends if you're on a lawyer who got money. Yes. But this is just such a lyrical breakdown and a breakdown of everything that's there. Hanging stockings for Santa to fill is another Christmas cliche. You know, they talk about all this, the things that keep happening. The word stocking is another staple of Christmas songs. You hear it all the time. Both songs that play the word Christmas. But yes, Christmas is used everywhere. The word Christmas appears in earlier songs. And they say, as shown above, the 5 words mistletoe, Santa, snow, stockings, and Christmas are used in songs a million times. You can find them everywhere. They're found in like the Carla Thomas song and Alabama song in 1985, the Andrews Sisters in 1950. You can find it everywhere. Marvin Gaye talked about it in 1972. Ray Charles in 1985. Bing Crosby in I'll Be Home for Christmas mentions it. Like everybody uses it. Elvis Presley, like yes, every song. All songs, yeah, all songs use it. You know, All I Want for Christmas Is You. You know, we talk about it's used a million times. We've already gone through this whole list. But yeah, there's nothing original. And as a guy wrote in the Oxford Handbook of Christmas, songs of Christmas and romance frequently declare themselves in their titles, and the combination of several direct words, Christmas, want, all, I, and you, have been arranged to serve more than one song. And he's saying that is the phrase and the idea of all I want for Christmas is you. Popular elements of songs and the phrase all I want for Christmas is you is thoroughly conventional and not as significantly clever. It goes and goes and goes, chat. It goes and goes and goes. And you can see here are different phrases that they don't use and they don't repeat on. You know, and the I want, I need, I don't want, and I don't need are commonplace. They're used everywhere. And, you know, chat, it's 65 pages here. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Why these things are, you know what, they're not similar. And any similarities they have are similar to every other thing out there. And he says these are decidedly different songs sharing only generic references to Christmas cliches and common words and phrases used differently. There are no significant similarities either individually or the two songs as a whole. So, I mean, he just goes on and on and on with this, and he also includes his all the songs he was using for citation if you want to listen to them. And then he also includes his CV. So he got his PhD from Harvard University. He got his master's from the University of North Carolina. And he got his BA from Yale in American Studies. So this is, yes, he was also involved as a literary expert for Taylor Swift. He's been around, man. He's been around. So, I mean, look, this is a pretty healthy CV. It looks like he's done a lot. So, now you're thinking like, wait, how the fuck did we do all this? And why are we at this point? What kind of lawyer looks this up and says, yep, we can win? Somebody they thought they could shake down and settle. Because here's what happened after that. Filed in October. The other shoe dropped. The defendants filed a motion for sanctions. That has not been resolved yet. The case has not been resolved at this point. But they filed a motion for sanctions pursuant to Rule 11. Pursuant to Rule 11, chat. So here we go. And this is really quick. To all parties, take notice that on November 14th at 1:30, there will be a request for sanctions against the plaintiffs in this or plaintiffs' counsel of record as the court deems appropriate. And they're arguing that this is, you know, the plaintiffs filed a motion for summary judgment on the grounds this is legally frivolous, factually unsupported, and the experts don't agree with it. And they say after the court granting defendants' motion to bifurcate, they established an initial phase limited to the extrinsic test. It stated of all other discovery, including discovery as to plaintiffs' claimed ownership of a valid copyright, factual copying, and access. So the idea of whether or not they knew about it, they were going to stick with the idea of like just looking at the songs, are they the same? So the plaintiffs, however, filed a motion for a summary judgment that by seeking to establish other elements of their claim, because of the valid copyright and the factual copying, is a clear and willful violation of the court's order. And their motion is legally frivolous because the plaintiffs rely on the inverse ratio rule, naming Substantial similarity is inextricably linked to the issue of access. And guys, notice the Led Zeppelin case is a Ninth Circuit case. And they also point out that that they haven't identified enough similarities without attempting to show that any such similarity is protectable. And they argue that in their statement of uncontroverted facts, that rather than state relevant material facts, it consists largely of legal arguments and copied fragments of their first amended complaint. And they argue that they are unsupported by evidence. And they claim that there's factual copying, and it doesn't appear that. The plaintiff's experts lack personal knowledge of the asserted facts. And there's no way to know, because you'd have to know what Mariah Carey and her songwriter did when they came up with this. At this point, there's nothing here that they did. They create illusions of factual disputes that don't exist and burden the court in the hope it will erroneously deny the defendant's motions. And the plaintiffs failed to seek permission and withdraw their motion for summary judgment within the 21-day safe harbor rule. Now, remember, chat, the whole safe harbor thing. When you file a Rule 11 motion, you have to notify the other party saying, I'm going to file this. You have 21 days to get your complaint and get this unfucked. Whatever it is you've done, and withdraw it. You know, whether it's the entire case or whether it's just a motion you filed, you have 21 days to remove it before they file sanctions. It's a safe harbor provision. You're supposed to work this out. So this is a problem. This is a problem for them. And I think they're right. I think there are going to be some sanctions here. Like, there probably should be some. There should be some here. At least Jimmy Page stole from talented people. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Oh. But yeah, there's no summary. There's no summary judgment at this point, yes. But remember, chat, the latches, you know, the idea that you sat around for too long, things have gone stale, all the other things that are out there, those have already been asserted as affirmative defenses, and this whole thing is just a complete disaster zone of a lawsuit. But there we go. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. You're like, what the hell? What the hell happened? Garrett Pace, we're going to catch up on some things here real quick, chat. Garrett Pace, man, I remember for 18 months. Garrett, thank you for the support, man. Says, Merry Christmas, Clyde. I think he heard you. Jim Cox for 10 months says, outpaced. Thank you for the support, Jim. Mystery Sniper says, motion for member for 13 months says, Merry Christmas. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you too. J-Rock says, how do you not file a motion for summary judgment on latches and abandonment in the waiver? Well, they did waiver abandonment and latches in their affirmative defenses they raised. So I think that they already took care of that. Ag says, I hate music theory and I was a marching band nerd. Yes, I agree though, J-Rock. I would have still done it differently though, like than what they did. And then chat, oh no, chat, we got the subs, chat. We're trying to get the slave fired up. Debbie, gifted 10 subs. Thank you, Debbie. Adam gifted 1 sub. Adam, thank you very much for that support. I truly appreciate it. St. Nicholas came back with 10 more subs. Ag Biochemist dropped 10 more subs, chat. And then Adam Simon did his part again to help make this chat green tonight. That's right, chat. Just like boughs of holly and garland and a Christmas tree, chat. We're greening it up tonight, baby. We're hanging the green everywhere, chat. We're not worried about the grays tonight. We are just greenifying this chat, getting it ready for Christmas. K-Vibes gifted 5 subs as well. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank all of you guys for your support and your generosity. And guys, if you did get a membership, tell them thank you. And right after this, we are going to be doing, well, not right after this, but we're probably going to take a little break. We will do a members only stream tonight, chat, and hang out for a little bit on this Christmas Eve. So I'll redirect you guys over there in a little bit. K-Vibes, been a member for 1 month, saying, Merry Christmas, Sean. Hope Baldo gets coal from Santa. Well, he'll be like, I can't snort this. What is it? It's anthracite. Linda Richards says, Merry Christmas to you and yours, Sean. Same to you as well, Linda. Merry Christmas to you and yours. And that's the same for everybody. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. If you happen to have Boxing Day, Merry Boxing Day coming up as well. Droll Leo says, where is Santa Clyde? Well, you just saw him. A little bit ago. And then Stephen Cooper gifted wine sob. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate the support and the generosity. So, yeah, guys, this is a hilarious fucking lawsuit. Like, think about it. Will I give hugs at this members only stream? I mean, I don't know. I don't know, chat. Maybe we'll do an internet hug. Maybe I'll be like the Matas on Defense Diaries, like, aw, hug. I don't know, chat. You'll have to find out. You'll have to be there to find out. It's the price of admission. So, I just don't know. Spuggun says, Merry Christmas to you and yours. And chat, same to you as well. Same to you guys as well, Spuggun. I know it's Christmas already, so please enjoy Christmas. I know, yeah, you're up and Santa's out doing his thing, so thank you for being here. I know that's, I truly appreciate that. Yeah. Oh, here, let's do this thing. I'm going to make sure we're set up before I go, chat. Also, if you guys are new, please like and subscribe if you haven't yet. I would really, really appreciate that. Let me see here. When is this set for? There we go. It's gonna be set, chat. We're all set to go there, and the members only is up. And we're gonna fix this. I just wish YouTube was better at this because it doesn't allow you to do things as fast as you want. All right, so what do we got here? What else do we have left? I think we've got through everything. Yes, Merry Christmas. Give your family a hug, definitely. Trump once says Flight Tracker has him over South Africa. Nice. Santa sent drones this year. Yes, I bet he did. And I will say, yes, happy Toyotathon, everyone. Later on, Sean will be sitting on the floor in his underwear assembling Clyde's bike. Yes. Kathy, your realtor in New Jersey. I think that's because you're on with Joe. I think you've been on with Joe before. I think I've been on with you before, too, one night on Joe's show. Hopefully you mean that Jersey and not like the Channel Islands, because that's kind of cool. But anyways, for $10, merry and happy. Well, Merry Christmas to you, too, and your family, and hope you guys are having great holidays. Laura is a new member. Laura, thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Santa's currently fighting drones. No. Oh. Sleazy says, are you leaving out spare shoes and MP5 magazines for John McClane? Merry Christmas. Well, yes, for John McClane, you have to leave out. You have to leave out for John McClane's spare Beretta magazines, chat. He needs them. He needs spare Beretta magazines and shoes. And yes, chat, remember, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. You watched Die Hard earlier, yes. You could read from the book of Hans Gruber. Yes, the letter from Hans to the a letter from Hans to the Los Angelinos. The Angelinos. Plead the Fifth says this year sucked for me. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. But it may be a long December. Like I hate this. It's like the County Crows say. It may be a long December, but there's always reason to believe that this coming year will be better than your last, and I hope it is for you. I hope it is for you. So, just hang in there. But yeah, December's been it's kind of shitty for everybody this December. Yes, you ask for a miracle, and I give you the FBI. Theo. Scotty 262 has been a member for 7 months. Thank you. Saying Merry Christmas to everyone. Yes, Merry Christmas to all of you. Yes, Asian Dawn. I read about them in Time. Time magazine. Earl Brass says, but I need the Beretta mag, Sean. Well, get some more. I mean, these are also the good ones. These are the Metgar mags. So Bruce Willis, John McClane's getting the good ones tonight if he stops by. And then if Carl shows up, I can give him an OG magazine because I have one of those for some reason. I still don't remember where I bought an OG magazine from, but I have an OG magazine, and it's not like the Microtech OGs. It's like a legit Steyr OG magazine, and I don't know why I have it because I don't fucking have a Steyr OG. So, a little weird, and kind of funny when you think about it. A little kind of funny and weird. So. Hold on here. I put forward Coming to America. That's a good Christmas movie, too. It's a good Christmas movie. Yes, did I know about the Glock 7? Yes, I've heard about it. It's a porcelain handgun made in Germany, and it costs more than I can make in a month. Okay. Debbie O gifted 10 more subs. That's right, chat. Just hang in the green everywhere we could find it. Thank you very much. And then J-Rock with 50 subs. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Happy Hanukkah, chat. Let's go, chat. Happy Kwanzaa as well. Kwanzaa as well. Gremlins is a better Christmas movie than Trading Places is. They both have their options. They both have their good and their bad. So, Trading Places is a good one. Yeah, they're all good. But J-Rock, thank you. Thank you very much, J-Rock. J-Rock's pulling out the old Jew gold trick. Yes, the Udengeld. The Udengeld. That's how you get rid of the Uden, by giving them their geld. It's like the Dane Guild. Can we learn about the history of Kwanzaa? Yeah, it was made up in the 60s. That's what the history of Kwanzaa is. So, that's all I can do for you. All right, chat. We got to take a break. Get ready for the members only here. But we're going to be going, chat. We're going to be hanging out tonight in the members only stream. And that'll be a lot of fun. And it looks like a bunch of you guys, welcome. You're going to get to joining it. And yes, Trading Places has like 24-year-old Jamie Lee Curtis. Yes, in it. Yes, a very young Jamie Lee Curtis. And Kimbo is saying something I'm not sure about, but I'm sure it's something related to infidels getting what they deserve. Wise men still seek him. Yes, read about Kwanzaa on Wikipedia, and it's commie bullshit. It is a bunch of commie bullshit. And D is a new member. Thank you, D, joining. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Very, very much. Mamasaurus Rex says, wow, I get gift membership for channels I'm not even watching. But for some reason, YouTube is asshole for me here. Well, that's how it works. If you just subscribe something, I've gotten memberships to channels, and I'm like, I wasn't there when it happened, which I think is kind of weird, but it makes sense because people might get more subs given out than there are people present. So, The sand runes suck. Yeah, well, they're not like moon runes. They're not like moon runes, chat. Rainbow Zen says, thank you, J-Rock. Well, yes, J-Rock, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. All right, guys, so that is it. I think we are going to wrap this up now and we got to land the plane. He is risen. Well, I mean, he's not risen till Easter, but yes, Christ is king. And yes, he is born. And go tell it on the mountain, everyone. As that's the best Christmas song ever. Go tell it on the mountain. Over the hills and everywhere. So, go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. I mean, what better message than that? What better message than that? So, yes, J-Rock's already starting Easter's vigil. Yes, but hey, there's nothing wrong. Yes, whatever. You get my point. Go Jesus. Yes, Jesus is at the border. Yes. Oh. So, with that said, yes, every man is a king, but Christ is the King of Kings. Yes, yes. Very true, sir. Very true. So, with that said, chat, thank you all for being here. We'll see you guys over in the members only stream. Merry Christmas, everyone. And guys, tomorrow night, probably around 8 or so, we'll go live. I don't know if we'll do anything specific. We'll probably just hang out. So if you guys have had a chance and you want to get away from your family and hide from them, we'll have a place for you to go. If you guys haven't had anywhere to go or there was nobody to hang out with, we'll be there too. We'll be there too. Okay. So yeah, please, if you're with your loved ones, enjoy the time. If you're not, like I said, we'll be here tomorrow night for you guys. So Merry Christmas, everybody. And remember till next time, chat. Just because your song has Christmas in it doesn't mean it's the same thing. I don't know how to work that. But really, this is a bad lawsuit, and these guys should feel bad about what they did. We're having to defend Mariah Carey now. That's how bad times are getting. Chat. Hard times make hard men. So take care, everybody. Good night. Merry Christmas to everyone. And I'll see you guys shortly.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes, esoteric works, and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting, and even talking the law. Whatever you do, just don't talk to cops, even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty, but please talk to a local attorney. Was that the